Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for taking your time out and joining this webinar on streamlining design processes and increasing efficiency with CATIA Automation. I'm Abhay from EDS Technologies, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. I would like to begin this webinar by giving a short introduction about our company, EDS Technologies. So, EDS Technologies was incorporated in 1994 to focus on providing PLM solutions, implementation, and support. We are the largest technology solutions provider in India and platinum partner to Dassault Systems. We have served more than 2,000 customers and operate across 11 locations in India, with our headquarters being at Bangalore. We also have strategic partnerships with world leaders like EOS and Optomec for additive manufacturing requirements, Human Solutions for ergonomic solutions, and Technia for ensuring product data quality. For military simulation and training needs of aerospace and defense industry, we have partnered with Mac Technologies, Echelon, and Agenium for visual simulation solutions. We also have strategic partnership with Esri for GIS requirements, and with respect to EDA solutions, we closely work with Synopsys. We have a dedicated sales, support, marketing, and customer satisfaction teams to address customers' business and support requirements. The presenter and speaker for today's webinar will be Mr. Srihari Prasad Chidambaram. A short profile about Mr. Srihari. Mr. Srihari has more than 17 years of experience in the areas of 3D data conversion, numerical simulation, PLM administration, and automation using Python, PowerShell, and shell scripting. He has developed in-house licensed data analytics tool by ETL and data enrichment of licensed log data using Python and Panda. He has performed successful on-site consultations with various European clients such as Renault Techno Center at Gynecourt, France, and BMW, Munich, Germany, and transferred their delivery to offshore centers. He has successfully managed incidents and delivery of service requests to clients on areas such as deployment of CATIA, Innovia, and license management for over 140 applications. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you, Abhay. Hello all. So today we are going to discuss about the productivity gains that can be achieved using CATIA automation. Based on our experience with almost a dozen customers, we have identified that certain repetitive tasks such as bomb creation, ballooning, weight calculations are the right candidates for automation in CATIA. CATIA automation can be achieved with multiple programming languages such as VBScript, CATScript, CATVBA, and VB.NET. Today, we are going to see some examples of automation achieved through CATVBA. So this is one of our first examples. So here there was a requirement from one of our aerospace supplier customers who wanted to associate about a dozen custom attributes to the 3D part, which then later has to be copied to the 2D representation generated. So here the macro begins with user form, where it requests to add the about 10 custom attributes, and on clicking OK, these attributes are associated with the 3D. And then on clicking next, it asks for the drawing format and the drawing size, and then with a click of a button, these attributes are transferred to the title block of the 2D drawing. So here we observe that after entering the values in the dialog box and clicking next, we get the next dialog box where the drawing size and the drawing format is requested. And on clicking the button update all, the attributes that are originally entered for the 3D are copied to the 2D title block. So here the duplication of effort is eliminated and we are able to save time. So this particular activity, when performed manually, used to take at least 70 minutes. With automation, we can achieve this particular activity within 7 minutes. So the productivity gains observed here when performed for our 100 parts and 100 corresponding drawings was 93%. So this increase in productivity is purely based on the time saved. There are also other kinds of savings achieved when it comes to avoiding rework and also minimizing scrap. which could otherwise be generated because of the wrong entry in surface treatment value or any finishing values. So let us see a quick demo of this particular macro. So here I am opening a single CAD part, and these are the default properties of the particular CAD part. I then initiate the macro, which launches the form to prompting for the attribute values. I enter the title as screwjack. And now, after attending all the properties, when I click OK, these attributes are associated with the along with the default properties of the 3D. Now, when I click Next, it prompts for the sheet size, followed by the sheet standard. And on clicking OK, it prompts for the drawing file name, CAD drawing file name, which I type it as SJ. Then it prompts for the location where this CAD drawing has to be saved, which is the desktop. And then it is prompting for the sheet name. On entering the sheet name, the sheet is created with the same name that was entered in the prompt. I just create one view in order to create the link between the 3D and 2D. Now that the links are established, the values will be available to be transferred to the title block. So here if you see, the values of the title, customer name and the revision number are as XXX, which is the default value. On clicking the button update all, the values that were originally entered in the 3D are now copied to the title block. So here the title is now updated to screwjack. Then I am also allowed to enter the revision block. On clicking OK, the macro prompts for the revision number, revision description, revision date, production, quality, approved by. And these values that were entered in the prompts are now created as a revision block. Besides this, the macro also allows us to create drawing specific attributes such as drawn by and reviewed by. So these values were updated when the macro was executed to update drawn by and reviewed by. The macro also allows us to create an additional sheet called the heat treatment sheet, where some additional notes related to heat treatment can be added. This sheet again comes with its own title block with the same attributes that were originally entered for 3D. On clicking the update all, these values are again copied to this title block. So here we observe the title is now updated as screwjack, which was originally updated as XXX. Then we also are allowed to create additional sheets and the same process of updating the title block can be repeated with just a single click of a button. This is a fourth sheet that is getting created with a single click of a button, and the attributes can also be updated. This is another requirement from one of our automotive supplying clients. So here the request was that from the assembly, they wanted to identify those parts which had lost the link with the assembly. So they wanted to list the component CAD parts of this CAD product which had broken links with the assembly. On executing the macro with the assembly loaded in the CATIA environment, we were able to generate an Excel report with a list of parts whose links were broken with the assembly. And this is another case study where The requirement from the customer was to generate mechanical properties from the assembly, and on executing the macro, we could generate the mechanical properties such as center of gravity, material subride, weight, total weight, and gross weight. So this macro, when this activity, when performed manually, used to take at least 800 minutes, but with macro, we could achieve this entire activity within 1 minute. So the time saved here was more than 100%, and there was also this was tested with an assembly of around 200 parts. So let us see a demo of this particular macro. So here I have applied material at the instance level, and we see the mechanical properties populated. On selecting the assembly and executing the macro mechanical properties, an Excel file is generated with the mechanical properties populated on the Excel sheet. This is another example from one of our automotive customers, and here they had a list of 10 requirements, and we consolidated these 10 requirements into 5 different automation modules, and let us have a look at each of this module one by one. So this is the first module where they wanted to generate the list of CAD parts which had broken links with the assembly. So this macro, on loading the assembly and executing this macro, we will get the list of parts which had broken links with the assembly highlighted in the Excel sheet. This is the next module. This particular macro required only the assembly as the input. On executing the macro would traverse through all the parts within the specification tree and generate basic drawings with basic views for these components, and then also convert each drawing into a neutral format such as PDF and TIFF. This is another module delivered for the customer. The module helps in generating balloons and also arranging them and distributing them across multiple copies of the same view. Let us have a look at a demo of this ballooning macro. So here I have loaded the CAD product, and I'm clicking the generate numbering icon from the product structure tools, and then I am loading a blank CAD drawing and generating just one view in order to establish the link between 3D and 2D. Once the view is placed, I'm generating the ballooning. The balloons are generated, and if you see at the bottom region of the drawing, there are 8 balloons. Now I execute the macro. This creates a copy of the view and moves about half of the balloons available in this view to the copy of the view, to the copied view. So here we observed around 8 balloons at the bottom, and now 4 of them are moved to the next view. We can continue this process by creating another view and further moving about half of the balloons from the second view to the third view. Once we are done, we can end the macro by clicking No. So here we have the first 4 balloons, and the other 4 balloons are split 2 per second view and the third view. They also wanted a dedicated macro to convert each and every CAD drawing into neutral formats such as PDF and TIFF. So all these activities together, when performed manually, would consume around 400, at least 450 minutes. With the help of macro, we were able to achieve this within 11 minutes. So when tested for an assembly with 36 unique parts, we were able to achieve productivity gain greater than 98%. And this also helped the users get the details right the first time. Next, there was let us look at a requirement from an EV manufacturer. Here, the user wanted a macro that would help him generate the drawn by, checked by, and approved by for the CAD drawing, and also add additional details such as surface finish and heat treatment in the title block. So here, on executing this macro, we get a dialog box where the user is requested the sheet size and the sheet format, and after entering the sheet size and sheet format, we get another dialog box which provides various options to the user, such as update title block, add revision block, delete revision block, add a drawn by, designed by, checked by, and approved by, and also help in additional details such as heat treatment and surface finish. So this is the first dialog box where it is prompting for the sheet size and format, followed by other options to do multiple activities. So this operation, when performed manually, would at least take 10 minutes, and we could achieve this within 1 to 2 minutes with the help of automation. Here also, the productivity gain is based on the time saved, but there are also other gains such as avoiding reworks and also avoiding scrap, which could otherwise be regenerated if there is a wrong entry of heat treatment or surface treatment values mentioned. So let us look at another demo of a macro that was commonly used across multiple domains. This is a macro used for data conversion. So here this macro starts with a form where it requests for input path of the folder containing native CATIA data types such as CAD parts and CAD products, and the target file type, which here I have selected as IGS, and the output directory where the converted IGS files need to be saved. So I'm entering the values and clicking the start conversion button. This basically loops through all the files within the input directory and converts them into the format selected. And saves each of those files into the output path. So this can also be achieved using CATIA utility, but here we offer the option to perform such conversions in multiple batches. So here we are loading the original CAT product and the converted file side by side. And this is the option where we can run multiple such conversion batches with a click of a single button called Start Conversion. So as observed, with the help of CATIA automation, we can enhance productivity. This results in increased resource availability so that they can take up additional work. And this also reduces rework. And this helps in increased scheduling and production efficiency. And because of automation, and we can also get the details right the first time. Details such as surface treatment and heat treatment values, so that this helps in reducing the scrap and also the inventory maintained to compensate for the scrap generation. And thus the CATIA macros help in getting the things right first time right and improve productivity and reduce scrap. And thus it leads to overall increase in customer satisfaction and increase in profitability for those who employ automation using CATIA.
I would like to thank you, Srihari, for delivering a very informative webinar. I'm confident that it was very helpful to our audience as well. I would like to thank all of our audience also for taking their time out and joining us for this session. In case if you have any further queries related to the subject matter or any other macro requirements, you can always connect with us. Our credentials are displayed on the screen right now. You can call the sales team or the marketing team, and we'll align you with the right department and take it forward. You can reach out to us at any time, and we'll be happy to address your queries. Please do keep an eye out for our upcoming webinars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again for joining us today. See you at the next session.